my argument has three parts. One is that there is a struggle for democracy. Democracy is like a glass of water. It has multiple meanings. And dominant groups try to empty out progressive meanings of democracy, and they pour in new water. And they are trying to convince us that democracy is simply consumer choice. Close down the public sector, make it private.
Yeah.
And I think that the public sector is crucial, and that public schools that are deeply connected to democratic forces are absolutely central to any society that is caring and responsive. So in the midst of this struggle, this conflict over democracy, it is very important for places like the Basque country, which I think has become a leader in the world about dealing with these things, for us to understand what a democratic society and what a democratic school looks like, that has social criticism, a curriculum that is connected to local communities as well as regional and national needs, respect for teachers and their expertise, and a clear commitment to social justice. But these can be abstract unless we have examples of this. So in my talk, what I wanted to do was to give three examples of how we might do this so it's not simply theory. Mm-hmm. The first is in Porto Alegre in Brazil, where the citizen school and participatory budgeting has lasted now for 15 years. Even when the Workers' Party has lost the election, they've been so successful that even a center-right government has been afraid to change the school system. Mm-hmm. So that people have voice, even youth and youth gangs have a voice in how budgets are spent. The teachers and the community work together. They have formed learning communities called citizen schools, and it's for every school in the city. And I gave an example as well of Fratney Street School, La Scuola Fratney in Milwaukee, where the children were failing horribly. And the teachers met with parents of different races and classes and transformed the school so all children become bilingual. So mother tongue is seen as two ways, Spanish and English. And everyone learns both. So that people who are normally marginalized, in the United States that would be Spanish speakers, learn that they are respected, their parents are respected. And I gave the example also of the test scores that have gone on, that everyone raised their test score. And I made a political point that this distinction we make, education for high quality versus education for equality, is a false point. We have evidence now that learning community-like things are good for everybody in terms of the values that people learn, but achievement is not sacrificed. And I gave an example of mathematics for social justice, where the most difficult subject matter that we want children to learn. So teachers need to be respected about their expertise in subject matter. But the best way to teach it was to organize, in this case, statistical knowledge for a group of students and adolescents, connect that knowledge to their lived culture and to their problems. And it began to make sense to them. And finally, when we looked at the test scores and their loss of alienation, it became a tremendous experience. They achieved well, and the teachers had respect. And then finally, I gave examples of cautions, what we must always be careful of. That when we do this, we must listen to criticisms, we must listen to the people, so the state must learn as well as teach. And I said that even in the midst of all these cautions, we must remember that there is hope. That people who distrust the public sector and public teachers and community involvement are telling us there is no alternative. But as the Basque region is showing, there are alternatives that are being built now. And that hope is a resource. And that cynicism, despair only helps people who don't care about schools in the way we want to. And I ended by saying that the Basque people now are becoming the teachers of the world. And my position is that please, I hope you continue to make progress, because out of respect I hope you continue to be the teachers of all of us.
We'll try to do that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.